Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Flight 96, and I guarantee you y'all are going to love this episode because I have probably one of the biggest guests on this show so far. I mean, this guy has worked with guys like Method Man, Raekwon, Redman, Schoolboy Q, Rick Ross. He was signed to Hit Boy's HS87, which was a group of dudes from California who just made just incredible dope music, and now he's doing his own thing. He just released the EP yesterday titled Voices. It's so dope. I feel like there's a lot of great messages on the EP. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Kent Money is in the building. What's going on, Kent?
Man, that's love. That's love to help.
Listen, man.
I feel like confetti and shit was falling.
Oh, we close. We got it like that over here. So, man, I want to talk to you about this, man. Like, you know, I've been a fan of yours for a while. I've been doing things like I've been doing certain things that's like I've been doing things like, you know, looking you up and you know, I discovered, like I said, like before we got on cam, I discovered you guys on the All I Ever Dreamed Of mixtape, and then I just kind of went in the you know, and searched all y'all stuff up, and I just found like you were dope, man. You guys, like, you got bars, and then you kind of got your, you know, a big, you know, main kind of like mainstream attention. Well, y'all got mainstream attention with Grinding My Whole Life. So we'll start there. Like, what was it, you know, what was it like getting that extra attention when Grinding My Whole Life came out?
Oh man, it was actually real crazy. Like it was something where we've always all got together and made like a bunch of music. You know what I'm saying? We all started with the Surf Club. So, you know, it was me, Hit Boy, Chasing Cash, G-Ride, Chili Chill, B Care, Stacy Bars, Money Maker Mac. You know what I mean? So we always, and then Audio Push used to always be around. B-Mac used to be rapping with us all the time. So, like, majority of us always known each other. Like, so it was nothing where it wasn't organic or genuine, or we didn't, you know what I mean? It was a bunch of people just coming to try to make some shit. It was just us being in the room, being ourselves. And the crazy part about that joint actually is I was working on some other stuff, and nobody knew I was really working on Crown, except for Hayes thing, and me and Hayes were working on it for the most part downstairs, where I was, and Hayes would come down, he'd be messing with certain things on it. And then, you know, I came to the house one day because, you know, we all stayed at the house to hit, but then I ended up moving and getting my own little spot out in North Hollywood. And I went to the house one day, and they had recorded Grinding My Whole Life. And I got there, and I was the last one to get there, so imagine how I felt because I had the shortest verse, you know, the fourth. But it was dope because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck. So one day I had other shit to go do, niggas record this to fucking smash, and I got to come, you know what I mean?
That was the hit. That was the hit.
You know what I mean? So it was really dope, like, coming together and doing all that and getting all that love the way we did and shooting the videos and everybody just getting able, you know, to be able to get seen, and that made everybody's parents proud and everybody we knew and all that. You know what I'm saying? Us getting that type of love and being on MTV, being here, doing a press run. We was out in New York, and 50 ran up on us in New York when he seen us. And the crazy part was, when he ran up on us, they actually had just finished recording the G-Unit remix and Lloyd Banks.
Whoa.
And we was like out there, we had just finished doing, like, we went to Vibe, like, you know, it was just, we was on a press run out in New York. So we was everywhere. And we just wanted to stop. We pulled over to get something to eat. We really didn't even know where we was at like that. We pulled over to get something to eat, and we see 50 coming out of a building. 50 see us. He like, man, I know you little niggas. Like, 50. So we like, man, what's up? Like, we geek. Like, you 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course, I would have been geeked too, man. 50's a legend. He's the legend, man.
And the dope part is, like, you know, Hit Boy known 50 from before when they worked on a bunch of different joints, but I wasn't there for those sessions, so I never got a chance to meet him back then when they was working. So it was dope to see him, and he was like, yo, you know what y'all got going on is really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen no shit like this since, like, Wu-Tang. He was like, this is ill. Whatever he was like, whatever y'all doing, he was like, this shit is ill. He was like, we doing a remix right now. They're going to drop it on Hot 97. And the crazy part was, we in the band still going to the next spot, and they played the G-Unit remix on the radio on Hot 97, dropping all types of fun and shit on it. And we was like, yo, this shit wild. So it was really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shot the Home Alone video out there while we was out there. We just never put it out.
Man, listen, like when I saw y'all on MTV, like for the first time, when I saw the video come up, I was like, I felt kind of like, I don't know, it's weird because I felt like it's like, you know, when like you see like one of your like, I guess one of your friends like achieving something real big, you know what I'm saying, and you're just like, yo, like they just did it, like that, like you've known them since like they were just, just little locals, and now they're doing big things. Like when I saw
Right.
y'all on MTV, I was like, yo, these dudes are definitely doing it. Like Hit Boy really like, and I will forever praise Hit Boy for that. Excuse me. I will always forever praise Hit Boy for that, because he really just gave everybody a shot. You know what I'm saying? He really opened up a lot of
Yeah,
doors for everybody.
we definitely got, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely dope, and he's definitely a legend for that, you know what I'm saying? And being able to put it
It was
like that and give us all the proper platform, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have used a lot of that energy and time, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of things going on just himself, but he tried to give everybody a fair shot to do what they did. I'm actually never, and I just want to go back to clear, I never have been signed to anybody, just so everybody knows. You
really.
know, so I've always been an artist. I've never signed a contract in my life. The only deal I ever had is a BMI situation, and people don't even know you could get money from BMI and ASCAP and shit like that. But they actually gave me a badge to be able to say that I'm BMI. So that's the only contract I've ever signed in my life. Besides that, I've never signed a contract. I've never initiated a contract with anybody in any sort of way. So all this shit has been independent that I've done so far.
So Hit Boy was just like, you guys were just tight like that. He just, you know what I'm saying, let you like, record and be basically just be a part of the group without ever really, signing something basically.
Yeah, yeah, because we go back to the surf club. Like I know you heard, like some people heard about me from HS87, and they heard about me from Eyes Wide Shut, things like that. We
Mm-hmm.
started the surf club. You know what I mean? And we was all rocking back then when it was Polo the Don and being around Rich Boy when he was putting out his first album. So that's how far we go back. So it's not
Dang,
really
so y'all go back
so
far,
much
like throw them D's. That's how far y'all
yeah,
go
all the
back.
way back
Wow,
before that shit even
man.
came out. We go all the way back to then, so like MySpace top 8 type shit. So it's like, you know
MySpace
what
was
I
ill,
mean?
bro. MySpace was ill, man.
So and his boy lived right around the corner from me, and I met him actually through Merge, who produced with G Rye on that Party Next Door on that More Life joint for Drake. The I forgot what joint it was.
I know what you're talking about. I know
I
what
say
you're
it
talking
was
about.
one. Yeah, since way back. There it go. Yeah, yeah. So I met him actually through him and Deezy, who's actually on tour with J Cole right now playing keys. So I actually had met Hit Boy through them, and it was like they were already friends, and I was friends with them. So it all just came together. And I found I'd lived around the corner, and we just all started kicking it and shit like that. But we go back to the surf club, so that's why it's a different type of relationship with everybody. I've never really actually had to, we're all bosses in our own right, move how we move, but anything anybody ever needs, and to be a part to keep pushing everything forward, we there for each other.
That's dope, man. That's just real brotherhood type shit, man. Like that that's
It
something
is.
that's commendable, and you really just don't see that right now. I mean, I actually, speaking of right now, I actually want to get your opinion. Like, what do you like think of like today's state of rap right now? I mean, where do you think it stands? I mean, do you think it needs changing? Do you think it's good where it's at? I mean,
I don't think you know what it is. So I have my perspective on what music is right now and how everything is moving in music right now is people have made it the narrative right now for everyone is you can only like one type of music or one type of thing in general in life, right? Like nobody ever like they've made it so difficult for people to be able to like a wide range of things. Like you can like the music that's out now
mm-hmm.
and enjoy to listen to it in certain moments, but then you can still go listen to some cold shit. You know what I'm saying? You can still go listen to some Kendrick shit and all that different shit that's going on and appreciate it just the same. Like you don't just have to like what's being promoted and put in your face at all times, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Being in the business, I know it's about the money and pushing it out and recouping, you know what I'm saying, and getting that bread back that you spent on these artists in the first place to shoot these videos so they could be out here shining like this, you know what I mean? So it's like on one end, we have the internet now as to where we were growing up. We didn't really have that. So as far as somebody being in your face all the damn time, that wasn't the case. Because you couldn't go to school and pull a phone out your pocket and then see your favorite artist doing some weird shit on Instagram or Twitter going on an emotional rant. You know what I mean? Like, you had to actually go home, do your homework, go do some whole other shit, play with your friends, then you turn the TV on. You know what I'm saying? To watch your favorite videos, your favorite artists to get put on song, or turn the radio on and shit like that. Like, you didn't just get to see them 24/7. Now you do, and you get to see everything going on. So I think now the narrative has shifted to, oh, if you don't look like this or sound like this, you can't blow up. And I think that side of it is whack. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't feel like anything, like, there's still lyricism around. There's still people out here really rapping. Like, you have rappers and artists out here with cult followings. Look at people like Logic.
Look at people like Dave East, man.
Following.
Like Dave East. Every time I think about that, I think when people ask me, like who do you think new right now still has bars? First person I say is Dave East, because, like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dave East, dope. Shout out to him and Wayne, though. You know what I'm saying? Them guys been grinding forever. They've always been solid individuals, you know what I'm saying? And then they've stuck to what they do, and they've just got better at it. And that's what it's about. A lot of people don't want to get better at it. And most of us are divas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie, I was low-key a diva, and now I'm starting to put out more music again because I understand the game has changed, you know what I'm saying? And it's a diva in the sense of when you know you make good music and you know you're talking about, you know it's important, you don't just want to throw it out there just to anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You want to give it right. You want to treat it right. It's your heart. These are your words. It's your story. It's your life. Or at least for people like me, and for people like a Dave East and these other artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, artists out here that are really saying something. People have cult following, but the shit that gets put in front of you, that you can tell is clearly microwave music. It don't last long. It may be hot for a couple months, but then what? You know what I mean? So then that's why I tell a lot of artists and tell a lot of people, you got to pick a lane and pick who you want to be in this industry. You could be a tax write-off, or you can be a legend. Pick one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how it goes. You either a tax write-off or you an asset. That's how they gonna treat you. You know what I mean? So that's why you have to figure out your own lane and how you want to rock this shit and how you want to make this shit go. So the state of music right now is, I mean, you have your fair share of bullshit. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't listen to a lot of it because it's really, really repetitive, and it's more ad-lib based than ever.
Yep.
Saying, but at the same time, I like that type of shit if I'm in the club. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you want to hear that in the club, but I don't want to hear that shit if I'm driving all the time. I don't want to hear that shit if I'm in the crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to actually think about some shit of progress or make some progress mentally. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just hear things in a different way. I don't think anybody does. I think a lot of people like, you know what I'm saying, lyricism. That's why Cole shows be packed. That's why Kendrick shows be packed. That's why a lot of, you know what I mean? That's why a lot of these other artists who are more underground, you know, you look at people like, Tech Nine, cult following forever.
Which is crazy. I don't understand why he doesn't have a bigger, you know, following. I mean, he does have a big following, but it's like the biggest underground following, I guess you can say. You know what I'm saying? It's not mainstream, but it's big.
You take that same idea, though, and you got to think about how Lil Wayne was not even a co-headliner. He was opening up Tech Nine when he was still mixtape Wayne, the hottest on the planet, with albums out that was doing millions. He was on a Tech Nine tour. You feel what I'm saying? Opening up for Tech Nine.
Wow,
because that respect is there, and you understand how the people are getting it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different type of way, a different type of energy. So it's now I get how everybody takes what they hear all the time, but at the same time, bottom line is you don't have to listen to that shit. There's plenty of music out here you can go find and enjoy. Period.
It's like a buffet. It's like a buffet. There's something for everybody, literally.
Period. The same way they put it out for you before, and you just heard whatever was on the radio, and you like it or not. Now you have the internet. If you don't like something, you don't have to dwell on it. You can go to what you like and go find something you like. So there's really no reason for anybody to complain about the state of music, honestly, ever. When you have the internet, now it's more streaming based. You can listen to whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want.
Yep, and I think it's a beautiful thing because you know what I'm saying, I do most of the time how I I take in music is how I, feel about it when I drive. So when I hear something like if I'm, like last night, all I heard last night was Cardi and Migos and Lil Uzi and, you know what I'm saying, club type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And but on the way home, I was listening to some Currency. I was listening to some some Ty Dolla $ign, some Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? Something that's not, not gonna make me think like the turnip is still going, because let's be honest, it ain't. It's Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Everybody chilling right now. So I do want to talk about a project that you put out when you was with the Surf Club, called Becoming, and it has some big features on here, and you're probably gonna, and I'm probably gonna ask you about the obvious one, but I'm gonna save that for a little bit. My question is, were you ever in the studio with any of these guys that were on here, such as Ty Dolla $ign, Big Crit, Hit Boy? Well, of course I know. Yeah. Who were you in the studio with, and what were those experiences like?
So for Frank Ocean, actually, we've known Frank Ocean for years before he was even Frank Ocean, when he was just Lonnie Bro. I mean, not even Lonnie Bro, but he was just like, we used to call him.
Was this before Nostalgia Ultra?
Just way before all that. Like,
oh wow, okay.
Like, when I tell people, we've known a lot of these artists and a lot of these acts since we were 18 years old, 20 years old. We've been seeing them when we were in LA running around doing the sessions and different things like that, and seeing them around from the YGs to the Ties. So like Ty Dolla $ign, those hooks that he did for me, we did that at the House on the Hill. So when you think about Ty with a project called House on the Hill, we really had a house on the hill, and we really used to go over there, and we really used to get him to put a hook on stuff. And be like, yo, Ty, we got this ready. You can put a hook on here. Ty sat right there and did the Wish I Would Have Known hook in front of me in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And was like, yo, I got for this. Like 5 minutes, recorded it, all that, the harmonies, everything, mixed it himself, mixed his hook in, and was like, here y'all go, here are the files too. 20 minutes later, we was done with that. All right, the same type of thing with Frank Ocean. We didn't get a chance to go in the studio with him. We actually sent it to him because he was working on the Nostalgia project, trying to put it all together.
Wow.
And then he sent that back. But the original person that did that hook that we didn't like, I don't know if you remember the first lady of OVO, she was supposed to be Andrina Mills or something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She was on Drake's comeback season on the Closer to My Dreams joint.
Yes, got you.
She actually did the original hook to the song, but we just didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? It was a dope hook. It just didn't fit them. You know how it go with music. It just don't always fit. So we ended up having him do it, and he sent that back, and it was money. So we went with that. And then with Big Crit actually, we had did a show somewhere, or was it a show? No, we reached out to Crit. We sent him the song, Nothing Like Me, and Crit liked it. But no, we was working on a project. We sent him some songs from Becoming because we knew his management, I think, at the time. Or we knew Johnny Shipes. So, we've been around Johnny Shipes.
Shout out Johnny Shipes in Cinematic over there.
Yeah, Shipes is a good guy, great guy, man, did a lot for the culture. But, so Shipes, actually, we sent it to him, and then he got us in touch with Crit. Sent him a couple songs, and then we got this joint and tried to get Crit on, and we sent it over, and Crit actually made a beat. And then he did put the hook on there and sent it back to me with a verse.
Wow, man.
Because he was fucking with what he heard. Like, so everything that we've done is all people really enjoying the music. Like, and then I was in there with Ty when he did that, but everybody else was like, they just got the music. They were working on other things. And Crit was clearly out of state. We was in Fontana, California. He was where he was at. You know what I mean? So it was like, all we could do was send stuff at that time. So it was like, thank God for the internet in those cases. And then Boy Wonder, too. Boy Wonder, he's been a long time guy we've always rocked with. You know what I'm saying? That old, everybody over there, really, really good guys, genuine people. So Boy Wonder sent over the beat that he sent for the project when he heard I was working on a project, and we just kept shit rolling, you know what I mean?
Wow, man. Like, so it's all about the work when it comes to Kent and the music. It's all about the work. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it is.
You rather have somebody, you rather have it. You know what I'm saying? It sound good rather than look good. If you understand what I'm saying.
Period. I don't care who you are, what your name is, as long as that shit dope, it's going. Because all that other shit is politics. Like playing that game of like, it's about the music. Like I don't know at what point people lost the idea of music. It needs to move you. You know what I mean? Like, music ain't just to be heard and for people to try to dissect every side of it and you listening to it to write a review on it. Like, fuck that. Listen to that shit to feel something. You know what I mean? Like, feel it first. Sit down with it for a while. Let it marinate. Listen to it in different moods, different elements to see if it's something you really fuck with.
Yeah.
And then making a value. You know what I mean? Like, people got away from that. A lot of people just listen to music now and it's like, oh, okay, well, let's do this and put this on here because it'll make sense and it sound like something they do. You don't know that. Like, just give them something. They might be feeling different that day if they're around you. or if you send it to them and give you something that's out of the box for them, that's so dope and incredible. You know what I mean? And you make them step out of their comfort zone. They make you step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And it's music. That's what it's supposed to be. And the end result is always something beautiful. So it's always got to be about the work. And you got to make sure that people listening to it and getting on the song feel the song, or it's not going to sound right. It's not going to feel right. It's not going to be something people want to come back to. Like, you know what I mean? It's not about the melting. How many songs have you heard with 1,000 people on it that are big names that just don't go?
I mean, I've heard a lot. Like, I mean, especially remixes. You know, I've heard a lot of remixes where I kind of sit back and I'm saying, you really shouldn't have done a remix to this because the original is way better. And then there's sometimes where the original sucks and then the remix is way better. So it kind of it differentiates. And I sometimes will listen to like, for example, when I heard "Work" by A$AP Ferg the first time, the original version, I was like, okay, this is tight. I like it. But then I heard the remix, and I was like, why wasn't this the original version? Because this would have been crazy. Like, what? This would have been crazy.
Right.
And the same thing with the Shabba song. I mean, both Shabbas with Rocky and then the remix with Busta Rhymes and Migos, and Shabba Ranks himself on the remix, like, which is crazy. So, like, that whole thing with that whole, you know what I'm saying, it's, if it doesn't work the first time, then, you know, maybe that's a sign, but maybe it'll work the second time. You know, I feel like that sometimes. Like, I feel like, and I'm pretty sure you've had this where you've probably started on a song and then it just doesn't sound right. You're just like, I'm not, like, this isn't working, and you kind of get frustrated, so you put it down, and then all of a sudden you have this big old light bulb across your head, and you're like, oh snap, now I know exactly how to do is boom, boom, boom. You go straight into it, put the work in, and then you end up, you know, the song that you end up saying was gonna suck ends up becoming like this amazing thing. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure every artist has had that moment where they just sit there and they're just like, this isn't gonna work, and then they come back to it and they're like, yo, this is definitely gonna work. So
yeah, that's a constant, like, in music, like, in general, like, we all do that. And sometimes you might do something where you feel like that, and then you hear, you know what I'm saying, and you come back to that shit and you're like, yo, I could put this verse on here because it actually fits better, so you don't just waste the music you was making before. It might just not fit what you were doing at that time, you know what I mean? And then that's when it becomes something like, oh, that same cadence I was using goes better on here than it did on that. And I feel it more on here than I did on that specific beat or record. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I want to talk to you about your influences. Who are, you know, some of your big, you know what I'm saying, big time influences, like who you looked up to, you know, whether it was while you guys were on the come up, before the come up, you know, who was Kid Money's biggest, you know, inspiration when it comes to, you know, this rap shit?
Oh man, Hov. I'm just gonna throw it out there like
just,
that.
That's all it is. Just Hov.
Hov, Big, Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like all the big dogs. UGK actually. You know, I love Southern music like that. I grew up on Cash Money and shit like that. BG. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. Big L, you know what I'm saying? King T, you know what I'm saying, out here on the West Coast, like all type of different shit.
Wow,
like,
man.
I was really influenced by a bunch of different artists and what they did, like people like Sugar Free, you know what I'm saying, like that.
Sugar Free.
That boldness in the delivery, the Snoops, you know what I'm saying,
the DJ Quicks.
Yeah, the Quicks and shit like that. Different people, like people, they don't listen to West Coast music. A lot of people really don't, because they don't hear me listen to it often when they're with me, but I do when I'm by myself, because that shit really moves me. Like, it moved me, and it takes me back to different moments growing up out here and different things like that. So it's like yeah, man, like, but mainly, like, my main influence that I go back to and listen to all the time, gotta be like the Hovs and the Outkast, you know what I'm saying, the Andre 3000s and shit like that. It's because of the way that the story is told and the picture is painted, you know what I'm saying? and I like to try to let that translate, like, really try to lock in and key in on the way that things are said, because a lot of people don't listen to a lot of these verses and the Eminems and shit like that. Like, these are storylines throughout the whole song.
Yes, sir.
If you really, really key in and really, really listen, you can catch on to these storylines and you really see what the artist is going for. That's how I think. Maybe it's because I'm an artist, but maybe because I'm really listening to what's going on after, like, to really dig deep into what were they thinking when they wrote this, to catch on to the rest of the music, because that's what all artists are telling you is they life and giving you different stories, especially when they're going for that long. So those would be like the major influences and the people that impact my music. You know what I'm saying? Reasonable Doubt was my first project that I ever got when I was a child. My mom gave me that tape when I was a kid. So imagine being like 11 or whatever I was, like, what was that, 96? So imagine being 8 years old with Reasonable Doubt in your headphones, like, growing up listening to that shit.
Dang,
like,
man.
yo, what the fuck is this? So,
but I do gotta ask the question, though. I do gotta ask the question. What did you think of 444?
Man, that's the second best album to me after Blueprint. Well, third, actually. It goes Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, and that to me. Well, actually, yeah. Nah, if I had to put them in order, honestly, I would have to say, and I had broke this down to somebody else and they understood where I was coming from, it would be Reasonable Doubt, of course, because that was what kicked it all off. And that was like the story of a hustler. Like, you were boss in the streets, but you don't really want to be in the streets like that. You trying to figure out a way to make it, turn it into something else where you and your niggas ain't got to be so paranoid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have not Reasonable Doubt, you have the Blueprint, which was like now I've gotten out of that. You know what I mean? I've gotten out of that. I've done the stupid shit that I did. Now I'm in the music game doing this and that, and I'm making this money doing this deal, that deal. Just the blueprint of the game. And you got 444, where it's like, after all that silly shit that I did, this is where I'm at now. You know what I mean? And so I think, like, it was an incredible album to me, and I rank it number 3 in all his albums, and that's how I put the storyline together for him. After you skip all the rest of the albums, even though I loved all those albums too, I would put it right there because it caters to that storyline. You go from hustler to businessman to I've made my mistakes, and this is where I'm at as a full-grown adult, and this is where you're going to be at when you're 40 years old, and the shit y'all going to have to be thinking about. You know what I mean?
Man, when I heard this, I sat down actually with the album and you know what I'm saying, I was actually playing some 2K and I just put my headphones in and was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just listen to this just because, you know, of course it's Jay-Z. And I mean, when I say this, people always look at me sideways because it's just like, it's just the way I was. I wasn't as exposed to Jay-Z as everybody else, because I gravitated more towards Nas, and just because of his, I don't know, it was the World Is Yours was really what set it off for me. But I gravitated more towards him, and I mean, I had the Blueprint too, and I listened to Poppin' Tags the entire time. That was my song right there. Poppin' Tags off of the Blueprint too was tight. So
What?
When I listened to 444, I was like, I went in, I didn't go in to expect like bangers and mainstream, you know, songs. I wasn't going into that. I was going into thinking like, listen, this is gonna be one of those albums where a lot of game is gonna be given, a lot of real life experiences are gonna be talked about, and this is gonna be something that you just don't, you know. You don't just listen to it once and you get it. You got to listen to it a couple times. I've actually listened to the album, I think, 3 times, and I've got exactly what I got exactly what you said. You know, I did all this, you know, money and fame shit, and this is what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Him, and my favorite song off of that whole thing, besides the Beyonce joint with the Family Feud, is the story of OJ. Like, the video is my favorite video right now. The video to the story of OJ is my favorite music video right now. And what's crazy about it is because it's not just because it was a cartoon. It's not just because of, you know, it was just the way that it was, like, just everything just was put together. And I was like, yo, like, this is dope. Like, I wholeheartedly think that that Jay is on another is on another tier when it comes to this music stuff. Like people like Kendrick, people like people like Kanye West, those guys who literally don't have to put out an album every year. They don't have to they don't have to have music all the time, and they can come out with something like this and just be okay, and it can just be okay. Like we won't I don't care if this is the last Jay-Z album. I don't, because it'll be all of his music is timeless. Like I was listening to Volume 1 last week, and my favorite song off of there is the intro. It's the intro. A million questions. That I love that beat. And then it switches to The City Is Mine, and every time I hear The City Is Mine, I can't and this is how weird I am with music. I can't listen to The City Is Mine during the daytime. I can't. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. You have to listen to that song at night, because it's the vibe to it is just too. It's too you can't. There's just some to me I can't listen to some songs during the day. I can't listen to Party Next Door during the day. Can't do that. That's nighttime music. I can't listen to exactly. It's nighttime music. You can't I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when I if I'm you know what I'm saying, if I go somewhere, go grab something to eat or something like that, and I'm going for I just want to go, or maybe I'll just go for a drive. I pick a good time to go out, which is midday. Sun's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the vibe when it comes to me. When it comes to me for listening to music. It's one of those things where it's just I can't there's a time and place for everything, and I truly believe that when it comes to music. It's just you know what I'm saying, when I play Grinding My Whole Life, I listen to that when I'm at my job at the warehouse. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes me feel that's what it's about. I'm out here working, getting money. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what are some of your favorite albums to listen to? Period. Some of the stuff that you be listening to while you just chilling at the crib, or you know what I'm saying. You doing the same as me, driving or something like that. What's some tunes that you bump in during the day?
Oh man, actually, it's so different. People might not expect to put shit like Francis and the Lights.
Nice.
I love Francis and the Lights. Aquemini by Outkast. I mean, I have the whole playing all the time. We a Jay-Z household, so Jay playing all the time. I love the Terry Nash album. You know what I mean? The Dream and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And older shit. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of like Amel LaRue. You know what I'm saying? Groove Theory, shit like that. I like shit that set a vibe and give me a feeling, you know what I'm saying? Made me think about things in a certain way. So, and then has a certain weird little element to it and uses fresher sounds, which is why I like things like Francis and the Lights, because some of them sounds that they use and that shit is just crazy to me. And I'm always damn, how can we incorporate that shit in rap? You know what I mean?
I mean, Chance has done that. Chance has tried to incorporate that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is, I've been a Francis and the Light fan forever, since their first little EP that they did, the Striking EP or whatever it was that they was doing. So we've been listening to them forever. So it's different things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Aquemini, I'm always listening to that to myself. Hove is always playing. I actually play Kanye's Graduation a lot because it's so fresh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. Because I ask everybody that loves hip hop just as much as I do this question. What is the best Kanye album in your opinion?
The best Kanye album?
Yes. What is the best Kanye album?
Graduation.
You think it's Graduation?
Graduation.
Okay.
Dropout was a hell of an album, but I mean, because that was him being like pure yay. But I get it. That was College Dropout. As far as just hip hop, like if you want to talk about hip hop, like that probably was his best album, hip hop wise. But his best album as far as creativity and everything is like an artist, full developed artist. I think is Graduation.
Well,
Like just on some rap, he was just rapping like he wanted to rap and just give you that soul and just give you some Kanye beats. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's his best album. When if you talking about his just contribution to hip hop, but if you talking about Graduation was more so that was worldwide. You know what I mean? Like he was already worldwide at that point. So that was his best like piece of work since he's been worldwide Kanye to me. But as far as Kanye getting warmed up to who Kanye West was, and like not Graduation, but College Dropout, that's how I separated in my mind.
to me, the reason I say that it's his best is because it's my personal favorite. Not taking anything away from his albums. I've never heard. I mean, to me, the only bad Kanye album I heard was Yeezus. But everybody has their their set Kanye favorite albums, I guess. But mine was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was
a hell of.
Go ahead.
Sonically, I think that was his best album. But some of them raps on a couple of the joints, I wasn't really like tuned into. I like zoned out. But My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, when you throw that one in there, sonically, that's his most incredible album sonically to me.
And that's mostly probably why I like it, because just from beginning to end, I think it's like it's a true listening experience. Like when I heard Dark Fantasy for the first time, I was like, whoa, like yo, I've never heard something like that. And then when I learned later on, when I learned later on that RZA did production on that, it made it even better. Like I was like, this is insane. Like I cannot believe like RZA, because I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan. So to hear that he did that made me feel like, yo, like this is incredible. Like and then Nicki doing her introduction, and then the choir in the background, and then one of my favorite bars of all time, too many Urkels on your team, that's why you Winslow. Like that's
he definitely and I think that's what got a lot of people about that album, and that's why I like to separate it, because sonically that was his best album. But I know I'm not gonna. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say it. Well, I'm not gonna say that for probably political reasons. Sonically, that was his best album. But you know what I mean? I feel like the one that I play, and I go all the way through and be like, this is Kanye really putting forth his best effort and being in a complete element of everything on here. Is well thought out, well planned out. The rollout for this was Graduation. Because you remember Graduation came with that whole 50 shit, so that's what propelled Kanye into You the Greatest.
Oh yes, of course.
Remember it going back and forth, and then when you just listen to both the albums, it was like, this nigga's he on some whole other shit. Like Kanye West is on a whole nother planet as far as what he's creating, and that's why it was so pure to me. And I was in college at that time too when that shit was just came out and was dropping and shit like that. I was in my freshman year of college, at a junior college, and shit like that. So it was like really big for me. So I think maybe that's why it impacted me so much listening to Graduation, because that was the last year I went to school.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy how that, you know what I'm saying, that sets it up for everything. Like how that was, it kind of like, it was very ironic, basically, you know. So
right.
So I mean, let's talk about the new one. Let's talk about it, man. Voices EP. It's out right now. You can get it basically anywhere. Apple Music, SoundCloud, wherever you get music. It's pretty much available. If I'm correct on that one.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it. Go ahead.
No, it's available on every major platform. SoundCloud, like SoundCloud, we over 225,000 streams all together on the 3 joints and shit like that. Comments are going up. People are loving it, enjoying the vibe. So trying to keep that shit going.
What my question is, why only three? Why only three?
Well, I haven't put out music since 2014.
I know that.
Like
I've
I
known
haven't
that.
dropped a song at all, and the crazy part was, while I haven't dropped any music, all my numbers and streams, because I get my iTunes report every single month,
Mm-hmm.
they go up and it gets higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and I'm like, that's where I understood where the quality was coming from. So the whole time I've actually been on, I've just been working on different types of music and finding different avenues and lanes. I never like to just stay stagnant as an artist. I mean, I know I could give people just get on soul beats and just rap, and get on sample beats and just rap, and just give people bars, but that type of shit get old after a while to me. I like to progress and I like to grow, you know what I mean? So I've been sitting back just developing different sounds and vibes and like really, really, really honing in on like who I am now. You know what I mean? That's the only way that the music is going to progress and everything moves along. So I was like,
Man,
these three joints, because I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I have so much music to give and so much music to put out. This is just one of, I'm putting out another project in September. I'm dropping another song in like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And that's
Nice.
the first time I'm saying that. Nobody really knows that.
nice.
So it's like, and then dropping another project after that. Maybe I'm probably going to put out a Voices 2 maybe. And then me and Hayes are going to drop another project before the year is over. So I got at least 3 more projects, hopefully, to drop. 2 for sure, but 2 for sure, 3 hopefully, 3 maybe before the end of the year.
Nice.
And, you know what I'm saying, going into next year, continuously dropping more music. And I'm keeping everything on the TV because I don't want to give anybody another album like I did with Crowned until I'm like in a situation where I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I actually take that label step to where I can shoot the visuals that I want to, because everything got to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And the music just has to translate the way I need it to translate and the way I want it to translate. And I'm willing to make that time sacrifice in order to get it there. So I'm just going to be dropping these EPs, 3 5-song EPs. Hayes Bang is the one mixing all this music, meshing it together. So he's really building a sound around it, you know what I mean? So that's why this first joint was only 3, because I felt like there was 3 vibes, and they're quick listens, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
10-minute listen.
It's only the project's only 9 minutes long.
Yeah, so imagine running down up the street or something like that. You can just throw it on like a Sunday.
Of course.
Something like that, you know what I'm saying? In the middle of the day, just to get your reflection on, just to feel some cool little vibes when you're on the way to go do something real quick, you know what I mean? Like it's not, and it's meant for you to want to go back and listen to it again.
Oh, of course.
And over and over again, you know what I mean? So I want to keep everything short, but still make the music.
Is there gonna be like longer projects? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm asking this because as a fan, because of course, first things first, I'm a fan of this guy. He's a great guy though. Is there gonna be like maybe? I'm not asking you to put like, I'm not asking you to go, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne and drop like a 26 track mixtape. But what I'm asking is like, is there going to be like, those longer projects where it's like maybe 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 songs, you know what I'm saying, where you're just over here?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
Any collabs that you can talk about?
Not none that I can talk about right now, but I have definitely worked with a bunch of different people. We have actually a bunch of records. I have a bunch of records we just have sitting here that we've never done anything with. Like me and Boy, we have this record with Logic and Trinidad James on it called Fontana. That's really dope.
That sounds fire.
We got another joint like with me, Hit Boy the Dream, Preston Harris, Rich Boy, called Love of My Life, produced by Cardo and Hit Boy. That's really crazy. Like that's just sitting there. Like so, it's a bunch of different records and different shit that I'm saying. It's got sitting around.
My brother is a huge Cardo fan. My brother's a huge Cardo fan. He's a huge Dom Kennedy, Currency kind of guy. It's vibes for over there. But so back on Voices, I've listened to it. I loved it. I actually, when I was I just came back from floating the river. We floated the river Friday, and I was in the we had went to the grocery store, and I just kind of was like, okay, this is 9 minutes long. Maybe I'll just play this in the car. And I played it in the car for my friend Ashley, and no, actually, I played it in the hotel while we're about to go over there. Okay, yeah. I was playing something else. I'm tripping. But no, I played it in the hotel, and I was like, first things first, it's dope. But what mostly, but besides the music, because the music is great, Colin is so far my ish right now. What draws me to this project is the cover. And I want you to talk about the cover because there's so many iconic faces on this thing. I mean, I see Martin Luther King, Biggie, Stevie Wonder, Missy Elliott. Are these like all influences of yours, or was there, like a specific? Yeah. Really? Okay.
They're all influences. Everybody on there, and there was so many more people that I had to put on there. We just couldn't fit all the faces. Like people were like, "Where's Tupac?" I'm like, "He's actually behind that X. We just had to find somewhere to put it." That was the place to make it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like so many people that I had on that cover, and the point of the cover and the whole project in general, Voices, is all those people had a voice that impacted the culture, not just the culture, but impacted the world in some sort of way and advanced things in some sort of way. And that's what the whole point is, right? That's the whole goal of this shit, is to advance and take it to a point, pick up where everybody that we looked up to left off, and take it to a point to where the people looking up to us going to pick that up to keep advancing it, you know what I mean? And keep putting that, look up the little keys and instilling that knowledge into everybody. And the thing about everybody on the cover is their goals were so unselfish. That's one thing I want to point out.
That is true. That is very true.
Everything that they were to accomplish was so unselfish.
I see
You know what I mean?
MJ.
And that's why they made it so far.
I see MJ, Eazy-E. I see. Of course, I see Jay-Z. I don't know if this is who I think it is because I don't. And it's in the bottom right corner. Is that Tom Brady?
No, that's Denzel. That's Denzel, and right above him, that's QEP.
Okay, because the dude on the very bottom right, like in the bottom right corner, I looked back and I was like, Tom Brady? Like, I was like, Tom Brady? No way.
That's Denzel. He, you know what I'm saying? We try to get the best Denzel on there as possible. Because the dope part about it is everything was originally drawn by my homie Alvin, who I actually hooped with when we went to the same high school and shit like that. I had no idea he was an artist. He could draw like that. I came across him drawing like images. He was drawing different knives and different things he was influenced by. And I just sent him some music, and he was inspired by it. And then I came up with the idea for this cover. And I was like, it would be ill. Originally started as a merchandise idea, and then I actually met this guy named Cameron through my girlfriend Maya. They're really, really close friends. He was like, I do collages. I went to one of his art shows out here in Santa Monica by the beach in LA. And it was just dope. It was packed out. A bunch of people buying his art, loving his collages. The collages were amazing. I was like, yo, have you ever done project art for a project or anything for music? And he was like, nah, I never have, but I've always wanted to. And you sent him some music. He was moved by it. He loved it. He was like, yo, I want to do it. He was like, let's do it. So we made that go. You know what I'm saying? Made everything happen, and we put it all together in that way. And yeah, I just the Cam brought it all together, put everybody on the cover, meshed it all in, brought everything to even more to life. And Alvin took a couple weeks and drew out every picture, took his time. Just two incredible artists who collabed to come up with this dope cover off the explanation that I gave him. In like the same way, everybody on the cover is selfless, and the underlining goal and the underlining factor for what they were doing was to help the world. You know what I'm saying? And they cared about people for real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loved them because they could genuinely feel that they were genuinely good people. That's how it came together. They genuinely wanted to do it. You know what I mean? Off hearing the music and moved by it. So that's why the cover came out so incredible, because everyone genuinely gave a fuck about doing something dope.
Now,
like everyone on the cover genuinely gave a fuck about doing something dope for their family, friends, the world. You know what I mean?
And that's a great message to send, man. Like I definitely commend you for that. And I want to talk about, the features on here. I want you to talk about these people on here because all three play very special parts in each of the songs. I mean, we could start with DeJuan Turrentine, if you can shine a little bit of a light on who this is and why you think and why you chose him to be on Make Me, the opening track.
Oh man, you know, Dewan is very, very dope. I actually met Dewan through Hit Boy at a studio. They grew up together. Not grew up together, but they've known each other when they were kids. They lived around each other, and he was at the studio one day, and he played some music, and it was incredible. His voice was incredible, and I was like, yo, I'm working on this project. And I had him come by to the house, so we were here at the house just recording, and I was like, you know what I want you to do? So here's the thing about voices and how everything is put together, right? And another reason why it's called Voices. Everything that you hear is all executively produced by me in the sense of, and brought together by Hayes and Eric Choice. Eric Choice came and laid the foundation as far as keys and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with Dewan, Dewan is actually on every single song.
So he just does, but he does background vocals on the last two.
Yeah, like so he's back there, like you can just barely hear him, and he has like these different moments in there where it just adds to the vibe, his voice. You know what I mean? I wanted to focus on the voices, using voices as instruments and everything like that, which is why everything has voices in it in that type of way. So he's on Make Me, he just has that soul, he just has that vibe. We were talking about religion and everything like that, and I played him a song, he was so moved by it. And I said, this is what I want you to do. I'm about to pull up these 3 songs. I just want you to sing whatever comes to your mind for as long as the song is on. Since you moved by them, just sing. Whatever comes to your mind, I don't care what comes out. And we did 3 different takes on each song. And so I sat up for hours and hours and hours, and I went through every little element and every little piece, and I pieced together everything that everybody was hearing, like on every song.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to take this part, and I'm going to put it with this part, and I'm going to move this, and I'm going to match this over here. We're going to throw an effect on this. We're going to do this, and I'm going to have Hayes. You know what I mean? And I'm telling him that's what we're going to do, and I'm sending it to him as we're going along. He's like, wow, this is dope. He's like, you really just took 3 different pieces of what I did for 3 minutes. I'm like, you made it into beats and songs and vibes and flows into it that people, and layers that people aren't even going to really recognize like that. And I'm like, that's why I'm calling it voice. That's the point of it. You know
it's using the voice to every advantage that you can get.
Exactly. Like, your voice is an instrument. Use it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to use it in that way. So he's on every single record. He's an amazing artist. He's very, very dope. You know what I mean? He has this he's like a young Prince, damn near. They should have had him in the New Edition movie. You feel me? Like Dewan is the man. Like, he's ill. You know what I'm saying? Him and his lovely fiance, they're very, very good people. You know what I'm saying? I actually crossed paths with them before I met them again. You know what I'm saying? I was reintroduced to them again. So, yeah, very dope guy. He's very, very ill, very willing to come through and just create something dope. And Elijah's very dope artist. She's working on a project right now. I'm helping her with that. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with that. She's just trying to get into her mode and her vibe, what she wants to do. Nika, incredible artist. You know what I'm saying? That's actually Hayes Banger's wife. She's really, really ill. She's working on some music right now. She's going to put out soon. Nika and me have worked on music a bunch. Like, all these people, everybody I work with, I always tell them just let the music move them. I never tell them what to do. You know what I mean? But as far as calling, I actually did calling that hook myself, and I sung it all bunk and like messed up, and I had Elijah come do it the right way.
So,
because, you know, I'm not an vocalist like that, but everything else, like that whole people, Nika wrote all that herself. Like, that's all Nika.
wow.
Just going in and vibe and the energy and everything like that. And then we used Juwan's voice back there to add to it and to the sample. The producer that produced that, actually didn't know who produced that, but I had the files to it. I got the files through somebody else who gave me the beat. This kid from named Jamal. Shout out to him and shout out to Sonny. They both kids out of New Zealand. Incredible beat maker producers. They have amazing beats, a real dope vibe to them. Just like to create dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those guys. He actually hit me yesterday, and he had heard the song. He was like, "Oh, this is dope, way better than what I had to beat originally." And I was like, "Man, it took a lot of time." I was like, "But you ill, you know what I mean? You set the whole foundation for it." So, yeah, everybody's just incredible, man. That played a part, and it took a lot of time, and a lot of effort, and a lot of energy, you know, to put into it. And I wanted to make sure everything I was saying was clear and was direct, and it wasn't too confusing, and it wasn't poppy, and the point wasn't to make hits. I'm not trying to make hits. I'm trying to make music that's going to impact lives for a while to come. It's about longevity, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
So that's what it is for me. Like, I'm not trying to make a catchy hook to give somebody some quick bars and quick verses to be like, oh, just listen to the hook and listen to the beat. Like, nah, fuck that. Listen to this shit. Let it affect your life. Like, we all going through some real shit, and this might apply to you the same way people listen to So Far Gone and Drake and Section 80 and shit like that when it first came out, and all them different artists. And they was putting out projects before, and they started to catch on to them, and they really went back to go listen. Like, they was talking about some shit forever.
Yup.
Like, there was never a point they weren't talking about something with substance, you know what I mean, or something that meant something to you. Like, you may hear Drake songs and listen to them on the radio and singles and shit like that, and they may seem a certain way, but then you listen to the album and it's more introspective about what's going on in his life, you know what I mean? And all that other shit is saved for features, just to get it out real quick, because that's the nature and the business of the game. But same shit with Kendrick, but you go listen to their albums. Same shit with Cole, when you go listen to their albums, and it's like, yo, they've always been talking about some shit. This isn't the first time, so I just want to keep doing that too and give people quality music and really take my time and put that energy and effort into it. And like I said, I ain't put out music since 2014, so I have a whole lot of music I've been sitting on that we have waiting to be put out, you know what I mean? And I'm doing all this through my own label, Lions League Records, you know what I'm saying?
Also, Lions League is yours?
Yeah, Lions
Okay.
League Records is that's my label, that's my company, Lions League Cloth, Lions League Records, that's my whole thing. You know, I'm a Leo, August 2nd. My birthday is this Wednesday, actually. So, you know, I'm just, Lions League Records is my whole company. That's what I'm pushing with. Hayes Bang is laying the foundation and all the vibes for all the music y'all gonna hear and everything like that. You know, of course, I'm gonna have production from Hit Boy and different people as I'm going along and everybody. But, you know, we just laying the foundation and keeping this shit going and get people this quality music. So what you're hearing is just gonna keep getting better and better and better.
Man, this is incredible, man. I mean, to think that I thought that you were actually signed to HS87, which HS87 was distributed through Interscope, I think that's correct.
Yeah.
And just to think that you were just like, Hit Boy was just like, nah, bro, you the homie, but you need to definitely get on this grinding my whole life and all I've ever dreamed of mixtape and you know, have you guys, and then have you be on a cipher. That's the name. It's the name of the song is Cipher, and it actually is a cipher with legends such as Meth, and Chef and I mean Rick Casey Veggies. I mean, dude, the list of names that this guy has worked with is incredible, and to have worked with. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, he's a great guy. He's definitely a great guy. Hit Boy's definitely given us a bunch of different opportunities. The dope part about Cypher is me and him actually sat down and picked every single feature ourselves. So that's what I mean by we've always rocked and went back. Like a lot of the features and different people you hear on songs, we'd be sitting down and we'll be like, what do you think about so-and-so? If we try to get so-and-so in here, you think they vibe will fit? Let's send it to them and see. So even with the Cypher, like every single person that's on the song, we picked. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hand-picked them. So it was like, yo, let's reach out to so-and-so, see if they do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows I'm a real rap guy. Like, and I love to listen to different raps. And I can tell from different cadences that I'm going to be like, yo, let's see what so-and-so will talk about on here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get in touch with Raekwon. And him being Hit Boy, of course he can get in touch with Raekwon. You know what I mean? Of course he can get in touch with Raekwon.
Listen, Chef is a legend. Ross is a legend in himself. I loved Ross's last album. It's just the way I've told people, like, when people, and the thing is that people really don't know that this is about to be dropping on the channel, so this is going to be a little bit of a surprise. The only people that know are you and my friend Ashley that I was with this weekend, and I was telling her like all the people that you worked with and like, you know, I played her some of your music, and she was like, he's dope. Like, he's dope. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, he's dope. And I kind of sat there and I kind of like looked at, you know, I was looking at your old projects, and I was just looking, and I was just like, you know, I saw you had worked with Common, and
yeah, that was it.
I want you to talk about that, because I asked you about it before, but I don't think you ever went into detail.
Yeah, we was with Common. The dope part about like Make Something was we had that record. It was so we recorded it. Me and Hit Boy did our parts on it. Like I said, a lot of the features y'all heard on like All I Ever Dreamed of, and on We the Plug. Like, we sat down and picked a lot of those features. Like, me and him would go through and pick a lot of those people to be on there. And before I even get to the Common joint, like the people that weren't on the cipher, like Jay Electronica came through and did a verse, but we didn't use his verse.
What?
Like a lot of people came through to do a verse on cipher. Like we had a lot of people do verses for cipher that we didn't use. We had to narrow that shit down. Like there was a lot of things that got said on the song where we couldn't use certain verses because people was like motherfuckers were saying special shit. We had to bleep certain parts out to not offend other people. They caught on to it. So,
people were really going ham.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so it was like the cipher was dope, and it was like that was the ill part about that. So there was a lot of people that didn't make that on top of that. And it was the same type of thing with the Common joint. We was like, yo, you think Common to do this record? Like that'd be ill if we got Common on here. It sounded like some Common shit. So Hit Boy reached out to Common, sent it to him. Common loved it. The Common didn't record it and send it to us. Common recorded it, had us come to the studio, and you know a boy from The Wire. What's his name?
Mac Wilds?
He played Bird. No, he played Bird.
Oh, this is gonna kill me.
Bird from The Wire. He was there. So it was me, Hit Boy, Common, and Bird from The Wire.
Whoa. Wow.
With a scar on his face.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out his name right now. Actually, it was
just us four in the studio, and Common was shooting a movie at the time, so he actually stopped from shooting the movie, whatever he was shooting, to come to the studio and set up No ID set up at No ID studio, I believe, and then he had us come through there, me and Hit Boy. So we went over there, and the homie Jelani came through with the camera. That's why the photos on my Instagram of that. So he came to the. He came down, listened to the song, and it was so surreal to me. Common was one of my favorite rappers too, and it was ill to watch Common recite my verse word for word as it was going. And I was like, "Yo, like this nigga Common is rapping my verse back."
Legend.
That's why we was all at the board like that in the picture, standing there. Common was reciting my verse back, and he was like, "I'm about to go do my verse." And he freestyled this whole shit.
Wow!
Like,
wait! He freestyled that verse?
Common, yeah, he freestyled his whole shit. He didn't write nothing. Like, he just went in the booth. He listened to my verse, listened to Hit Boy's verse, listened to the hits, went in there and played it back again, listened to everything that was saying. He looked at me. He was like, yo, your verse really ill. He's like, saying some shit. He's like, you dope. I was like, I appreciate that love. And he was like, cool. He said, I'm about to go in here and do my shit. Recorded his shit, and the freestyle came out. He was like, y'all fucking with that? I was like, hell yeah, nigga, you got off. Like, the fuck?
That's crazy, man. Like,
and we got up out of there. It was make something. Played it all the way home.
So you got three. You said two projects. Or for sure 3. Hopefully before the end of the year. Voices is out right now, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you, this is 3 songs that you will definitely need to add to your rotation because I already have. And this guy, literally, I don't think he gets the recognition that he deserves because he's so talented in many different ways. I mean, he executive produced this whole entire. I mean, it's maybe 3 songs, but the 3 songs each play a significant part in this and definitely keep to the message of Voices. And all of his, I'm pretty sure all of your mixtapes are on all the streaming platforms. I have Becoming, Crowned, and Eyes Wide Shut on Apple Music right now, and Voices, of course.
Yeah.
So go get those.
Camp Money, y'all can go ahead and hit that up, and you know what I'm saying, streams on there going crazy on the SoundCloud, trying to get it into the millions. We got into the hundreds of thousands. We got to see what these millions looking like.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
So before we wrap, the last thing I want to ask is, besides music, besides the thing that is not only your job, but it is your passion. What are some of the things that Kent Money does outside of music to keep him, level? I would say level-headed, but I guess you could say just to relax, I guess.
Oh man, I love sports, so I like to hoop. People don't know I'm nice. I really can hoop. Like, niggas don't know. People be thinking it's a game, so they actually come out here and they play with me. Like, they play ball and I hoop. Like Darren Collison, I went to high school with Darren.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jeff Pendergraft, who's the world champion for the San Antonio Spurs. We went to high school together. Like, we lived around the corner type shit. We all played on the same little travel teams, trained with the same little trainers. You know what I'm saying? We didn't play on the same travel teams, but we trained with the same trainers. And they were older than me, so they played on a different, you know what I'm saying, played different shit like that for high school. we all went to the same high school and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I love to hoop. You know what I'm saying? I just love to play some ball. I like to do anything where it's I like to watch documentaries and shit like that. I really like to, you know what I'm saying, educate myself. I've been getting a lot into meditation and shit like that.
Word?
My girl she keeps me doing yoga and shit. Like, she trying to have me do yoga and all that, you know what I'm saying, and just try new things, watch more independent films and things like that, which I appreciate her because I find a lot of dope, like samples and shit like that to be able to use and flip, and opens me up to a lot of different things in cinema that I wouldn't watch otherwise. So, you know, I use all those things to just stay balanced and use to transition back into the music. You know what I mean? I don't like to. I'm a very relaxed, cool guy. Anybody that meets me or knows me or that's ever met me in person, I'm not extra out at all. I'm not very like all in anybody's face. I'm real in the cut, like just chill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like relaxed and chill, so I don't really like to do too much. But on the basketball court, it's a different nigga. I be talking shit. But anywhere else, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere else, if we making music, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna inspire you, and I'm gonna push you at the same time. If we playing basketball, I'm talking crazy to you the whole game. So don't get it confused. I'll still love you after the game, but I might just try to fight you during the game just if you foul me hard enough. If I'm giving you too many buckets, but you still don't be my dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy. Like, it's a very even kill, but at the same time, I have a competitive switch that I like to turn on and off. But yeah, to balance me, man, it's just a lot of meditation, a lot of, you know, just spiritual shit. We like to do a lot of those light and sage and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my girl got me trying to get me into the yoga. She had me doing the restorative yoga. That was really dope, so I think I like that. And, you know, shit like that, man.
Another thing like that is, like, I feel like, and I've actually learned this, like, most recently, like, the more, like healthy you eat, like, it's not only good for just, like, your body, but it's also, like, good for you, like, as kind of like a person, because you'll feel really, like, relieved afterwards. And I'm pretty sure that's something that, you know, I'm pretty sure you've definitely looked into, because you got to look, you know, whatever toxins you put in your body. I mean, sometimes we have those things where you got to go to the corner chicken spot or something, you know, a little fast food or something like that. But I've just been looking at it like it's you know, just to make sure, you know, you feel good about yourself, like, at all times, whether it's mentally, physically, all that stuff. So I mean that would be my thing. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My bad. No, that's why we have women in our lives, right? You got to go ahead and then make sure you got to keep a nigga juice pressed. You know, vegetables, all that type of shit. So,
that's
we gotta keep all that going. And then just before we wrap, just make sure that they all tuned in and y'all stay tuned in. Had Intent EP dropping in September, executive produced by Hayes. And then we got another joint dropping that's not gonna be on there, but I'm just gonna put out another record for y'all that we really, really like in a couple weeks and shit like that. Until then, Voices EP out now on SoundCloud and every major platform you could think of, and Audio Mac. Shout out to DJ Booth, Z over at DJ Booth, for that Audio Mac joint. So we got it up on Audio Mac now too. So
nice.
We gonna get that going up there, get it all verified, and get it trending and shit like that. So
nice.
Y'all be on the lookout on all the platforms.
Well, instead of you know, having, you know, having you picking a song that you want the people to listen to, I imagine that you want the people to listen to the EP. So for the first time ever, instead of having a song of the day, we're gonna do project of the day. And the first ever project of the day is going to be Kent Money's Voices EP. And I'm gonna put the link in the description. Again, it's available everywhere. You can find yourself music. I made the good judgment call of getting it not only on Apple Music but on Live Mixtapes, just because, you know, just to give my man a download. Because listen, man, when I'll tell the quick story, and then we'll definitely be wrapping up. But I reached out to this dude just because I was just a fan, and I was like, yo, I was like, yeah, man, it's like, I've been a fan of yours. I've been a fan of yours for a while, and I remember watching you on MTV when Grinding My Whole Life came on, and I was like, yo, these HS87 dudes are definitely going somewhere, man. And then he was just nice enough to respond back, and, you know, from time to time I talk to this dude, say what's up, you know, make sure everything's all good in the hood over there, and asking him just about music and see where it's going. and this dude is doing his thing, people. He's doing his thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got hit. I'm pretty sure he's got, you know, crazy Hit Boy collabs, crazy audio push collabs, probably. You know, we don't.
Yeah.
They're all in the. I mean, you just heard it on here. I mean, you heard it on here that he had that. I mean, you heard the Logic and Trinidad James, you know, song that is in the vault right now. Hopefully, we will be able to hear that soon. I would love to hear that because I love Logic. People say I look like Logic, but that's a whole different story. So, ladies and gentlemen. For Kent Money, Kent, thank you for coming on the show, man. You are more than welcome to come back at any time. Definitely, when you come back, we'll definitely address we'll be talking about the other project, hopefully. And ladies and gentlemen, again, project of the day, Voices EP out now. Get it, grab it, and everybody knows the slogan, One Love.
Man, yeah.